The UK's post-COVID economic troubles now, and an exodus of more than 500,000 people from the British workforce since the pandemic began is putting the economy at risk of weaker growth and high inflation. That's as per the findings of a report released by the House of Lords Economic Committee, titled "Where Have All the Workers Gone?" The report points out that a sharp rise in economic inactivity, where working-age adults are neither employed nor looking for a job. It said that this slump in activity is since the onset of the health emergency. It posed a huge challenge to the economy against the backdrop of severe staff shortages. The report points out that early retirement among 50 to 64-year-olds was the biggest contributor to a rise in economic inactivity since the start of the pandemic. The findings come amid concerns over Britain being the only country in the developed world with employment still expected to be below pre-pandemic levels at the start of 2023. Well, Alex Isat is still with us live in London. Alex, tell us about the visible signs of an economic downturn in the UK, as mentioned in that Lord's report.
Well, it's an interesting report because there doesn't seem to be an exact reason why the 50-year-olds to plus have retired early, but there are a lot of economic factors that have led to people wanting to take early retirement. We have had, before this cost of living crisis, we had a lot of economic boom through the 1980s. People managed to buy houses on their salaries, not having to have 100% or more mortgages. And those have gone up and they're sitting on liquid assets. And a lot of them during pandemic times when they couldn't leave the house have decided that life's too short and they want to get out and spend what money that they have. And that's why it seems that a lot of people have been leaving the workforce because they think that life is too short. They've had to spend so much time inside. And also during that COVID times, a lot of people were managing to put extra money into their pots as well. So it seemed that a lot of people felt that they did have a lot more money and they wanted to do something about it. However, this isn't going to be that positive for the economy if they come to the realisation that they need to get back into the workforce when they're going to look for new jobs and expect the same pay that they had previously before they left. And also, if there are less people around to take those roles, it's likely that many employers will also have to put up wages. And during this time when the inflation is so high, that could lead to another real drain on the economy with wages going higher. Once they've gone high, they won't be able to come down again. And that's, of course, what we're seeing in a lot of areas where people are striking because they want the pay to go in line with inflation. But the government wants the inflation to come down. And if we're boosting wages in one sector, we should be boosting them in other sectors. So it does seem that it will be this economic downward spiral if something isn't done about the workforce. There may be potential to look into getting some new visas and working towards bringing others into the country to boost up that workforce, but it's all of that conversation that needs to happen, and it's likely that we may see some of that movement within the new year.
Alex Isat live in London, many thanks.